Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, my lovely student.
Good morning, Miss.
Okay, morning. How are you today?
I'm fine. How about you, Miss?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. By the way, all of you is fine. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My lovely student, how are you today?
I'm fine. How about you, Miss?
I'm good. Okay, Alhamdulillah, all of student is in a good condition today. Yeah, by the way, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Today you still have spirit to study English today?
Yes,
Masih semangat belajar bahasa Inggris hari ini?
Masih.
Oke, sebelum mulai kita coba memotivasi diri kita sendiri ya supaya lebih bersemangat lagi belajar bahasa Inggris. Kita ini bacakan yel-yel semangat ya. Oke. Semangat pagi.
Pagi, pagi, pagi. Tetap semangat luar biasa.
One more time. Semangat pagi.
Pagi, pagi, pagi. Luar biasa. Tetap semangat.
Okay, good. Okay, before we are going to study, I need your help, Ratu, to lead your class first to pray.
Attention please.
Yes.
Before we study, let's pray together. Pray begin. Finish. Greet the teacher.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. By the way, before we start our lesson, to show our nationalism, let's we sing a national song first ya. Kita menyanyikan lagu nasional terlebih dahulu yang berjudul Garuda Pancasila. Berdiri terus dulu. Menyanyi sama-sama ya. Okay, finish. By the way, I will check your attendance list first, okay? Saya absen terlebih dahulu. Rizky, Rahayu, Ratu.
Hi Miss.
Okay. And then before we start our lesson, I wanna ask you, yeah, do you still remember what we have learned in the last meeting? Masih ingat nggak sih kemarin di akhir pertemuan kita bahas materi apa?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Masih ingat tidak bagian dari language feature congratulations? Iya. Using adjective. Using apa lagi? Using action, ya action verb. Nah, di materi kali ini juga kebetulan language teacher-nya adalah menggunakan action verb dan adjective juga. Ya. Sebelum ke materi, saya mempunyai beberapa pertanyaan pemantik. Ya. The first question is, have you ever visited a famous place? Apakah ada yang pernah berkunjung ke tempat terkenal?
Yes, I have this.
Ya, you have. Ya, next. Kalau sudah pernah, what is the name of that place?
It's Borobudur Temple.
Borobudur Temple. Oke. Borobudur Temple. Whether it is a tourism spot or a historical object.
It's historical object.
Oh, yeah, good. Borobudur Temple is a historical object. Okay, any other student want to try to answer? Have you ever visited a famous place? Okay, Radit.
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have. Ya, kayaknya semua pernah deh berkunjung ya ke tempat-tempat terkenal. Ya, oke Radit. What is the name of that place, Radit?
Anyar Beach.
Anyer Beach. Ya, good. Whether it is a tourism spot or a historical object.
Tourism spot.
Oh ya, good. Anyer Beach is a tourism spot. Ah, good. Next, I have some picture for you ya. Kita bermain tebak-tebakan terlebih dahulu. Namanya guessing picture, tebak gambar. Ya, saya punya gambar sekitar ada 4 gambar nanti di sini. Yang bisa jawab silakan raise hand. Jawab. Ya, jadi guess the name of that place and where it is located. Tebaklah nama tempatnya dan di mana lokasi. Oke. The first picture. Oke. Nah, good. Ya, this is a Pandawa Beach in Bali located-nya ya. Oke, next picture. You know where is it? Oke. Ya, good. Mari we answer that is Tugu Selamat Datang in Jakarta ya. Biasanya ini di mana sih? Di Bundaran HI ya. Ya, Bundaran Hotel Indonesia. Oke, the next picture.
Yes, I know Miss.
Oke, you.
Ini kebun raya Cibodas located in Bogor, Miss.
Ya, this is Kebun Raya Cibodas located in Bogor. Ada yang sudah pernah ke sana? Ya, sudah. Saya sudah. Ini kalau bawa anak kecil enak, bisa lari-lari di padang rumput. Luas, sangat luas ya. Oke, next picture. Where is it?
Ground Zero Anyar, Miss.
Oh, ground zero.
Anyar.
Ya, this is ground zero atau titik nol. Letaknya di Anyar. Ada yang tahu sejarah tempat ini? Ini adalah titik nol pertama dibangunnya jalan penghubung antara Anyar ke Panarukan. Zaman penjajahan Dendles ya. Jadi titik nolnya ada di Anyar, berakhir di Panarukan, Jawa Timur. Ya, good. Oke, you are really good student ya. Sudah habis tebakan gambarnya. Next, kita langsung ke benefit of studying descriptive text. Manfaat kalian mempelajari materi descriptive text ada 3. Yang pertama, tell an object or situation in detail. Ya, jadi dalam descriptive text itu menggambarkan suatu objek secara inti. Yang kedua, make the reader understand more about the object being described. Membuat si pembacanya lebih mengerti tentang objek yang digambarkan. Yang ketiga, reader can feel about the situation or know the description of the object being described. si pembaca dapat merasakan ya bagaimana perasaan dia ada di sana, situasinya bagaimana. Seperti halnya tadi misalkan deskriptifnya tentang kebun raya Cibodas. Dengan membaca teks deskriptif Cibodas, meskipun kamu belum pernah ke sana, ya kalau diceritakan situationnya di sana alamnya sejuk, ya banyak pohon hijau, di padang rumput. Jadi kamu ikut berimajinasi dan merasakan suasana yang ada di sini. Oke, next. Tujuan pembelajaran kita hari ini yaitu ada 4. Yang pertama, peserta didik mampu mengidentifikasi fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur pembahasaan. Yang kedua, peserta didik mampu membedakan teks deskriptif lisan dan tulisan tentang wisata dan bangunan bersejarah. Yang ketiga, peserta didik mampu menentukan gambaran umum dan informasi rinci. Yang keempat, peserta didik mampu membuat teks deskriptif tentang tempat wisata dan bangunan bersejarah terkenal. Begitu ya, tujuan pembelajaran kita ada 4. Nah, sekarang tahapan-tahapan pembelajaran yang akan kita lakukan hari ini. What will we do in this lesson? Apa saja aktivitas pembelajaran hari ini? Yang pertama, we will discuss the material of descriptive text. Kita akan sama-sama membahas bersama materi descriptive text. Yang kedua, we will watch a video. Nanti saya akan menampilkan video tentang descriptive text Borobudur Temple sebagai historical place. Lalu yang ketiga, we will compare the descriptive text about tourism spot and historical object. Kita akan membandingkan 2 contoh teks deskriptif. Yang satu tentang historical object, bangunan bersejarah. Yang kedua tentang tourism spot atau tempat wisata. And the last, we will discuss in a group. Kalian akan membahas dalam bentuk grup, bekerja sama, memecahkan suatu masalah, lalu present your result discussion in front of class. Ya, jadi nanti hasil diskusinya dipresentasikan di depan kelas. Nah, seperti itu. Oke, now sebelum ke materi, I have some pretest for you. Ada pretest terlebih dahulu untuk mengukur kemampuan kalian ya. Silahkan buka handphonenya. Link pretestnya sudah saya kirim di grup WA. Apakah ada? Ya. Baik, silakan dibuka linknya. Kita ke quizzes. Ya. Ada 10 pertanyaan. Itu kodenya ya. 468458. Silakan dimasukkan. Sudah? 468458. Sudah? Susah. HP-nya lama. unggul ya. Mayang, Medina dengan Nafiza skornya sama. Oke, good. Next, we are going to discuss the material about descriptive text. Oke, yang pertama kita ke pengertiannya terlebih dahulu ya. The definition of descriptive text. Ada yang bisa bantu baca pengertian dari descriptive text? Oke, silakan.
Descriptive text is a text which stands for the person based on the thing described.
Oke, descriptive text is a text what it say what a person, place, or thing is like. Jadi descriptive text itu adalah teks yang menggambarkan bahwa orang, tempat, atau benda itu seperti apa. Ya. Next, kita ke social function atau tujuan dari descriptive text. Ada yang bisa bantu bacakan? Oke, good.
Social function. Its purpose is to describe and reveal a particular person, place, or thing.
Oke, good. Katanya tujuan dari descriptive text itu to describe and reveal of a particular person, place, or thing. Untuk memberi gambaran secara jelas, ya, secara rinci bagaimana orang, tempat, atau benda tersebut. Ya, jadi setelah kamu membaca sebuah descriptive text, kamu mendapatkan informasi yang detail tentang hal yang sedang dideskripsikan. Ya. Next, generic structure. Generic structure adalah sistematika penulisannya dalam descriptive text. Yang pertama ada apa? Identification. Bagian yang pertama itu identification. Biasanya letaknya ada di paragraf pertama yang isinya the introduction of a person, place, animal, or object will be described. Jadi memperkenalkan objek yang akan digambarkan atau dideskripsikan, berarti gambaran secara umum. Ya, lalu lanjut ke description. Description itu biasanya next paragraf kedua biasanya ya. Isinya apa? A description of something such as an animal, place, person, picture, form, color, or anything related to what the writer describes. Ya, jadi berisikan gambaran ya, seperti binatang, benda, tempat, atau orang yang akan digambarkan atau dideskripsikan, mulai dari feature-nya, bagian-bagiannya, formnya, bentuknya, color, warna, or anything, atau hal apapun, berarti berdasarkan gambaran secara khusus atau spesifik ya, in detail. Next, language feature-nya, unsur kebahasaan yang ada dalam teks deskriptif. Ya, ini pun memudahkan kalian jika ingin menyusun teks deskriptif, unsur kebahasaannya ini. Yang pertama ada apa? Specific participant. Jadi fokus terhadap satu partisipan, satu objek. A certain object is not common and unique, only one. Ya, jadi hanya satu objek, ya, tidak umum dan unik, hanya satu. For example, Ancol Beach, my house, Borobudur Temple, Uncle Jim. Jadi fokus terhadap satu objek. Next, yang kedua, the use of adjective. Nah, tadi ya di awal pembelajaran kita menggunakan adjective atau kata good. An adjective to clarify the noun, for example, a beautiful beach, a handsome man, the famous place in Jatara. Jadi fungsi adjektif di sini adalah untuk mengklarifikasi si kata bendanya. Dilihat, a beautiful beach, bendanya pantai, kata sifatnya beautiful, pantai yang indah, untuk mengklarifikasi pantainya bahwa indah gitu ya. Next, selanjutnya the use of simple present tense and simple past tense. Tenses yang digunakan ada dua pilihan. Yang pertama menggunakan simple present tense. Rumusnya ingat simple present tense? Ya apa?
Subject, verb 1,
Good. Subject, verb 1, object. Past tense, ingat past tense rumusnya?
subject,
Subject,
Verb 2, object.
good. Ya, the sentence pattern used in a simple present because it tells the fact or the object described. Menggunakan simple present tense karena menceritakan tentang fakta, tentang objek yang akan dideskripsikan. Situasi action verb, kata kerja yang membutuhkan aksi action. Verb that show an activity ya, kata kerja yang menunjukkan suatu aktivitas. For example, run, berlari, sleep, walk. Ya, good. Ya, sekarang kita lanjut ke ini video. Sebelum lanjut ke video, apakah cukup jelas tadi penjelasannya tentang pengertian deskriptif, tujuannya, generic structure atau sistematika penulisannya, dan making feature penggunaan bahasanya? Cukup jelas? Jelas, clear enough ya. Oke, let's watch a video. I have some video for you about descriptive text Borobudur Temple. Silakan disimak bersama-sama dengan baik ya.
Borobudur is a Mahayana Buddhist temple in Magalang Regency, Central Java, Indonesia, that dates from the 9th century. It is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. The temple is made up of 9 stacked platforms, 6 square and 3 round, with a central dome atop them. It has 2,672 relief panels and was once home to 504 Buddhist statues, 72 Buddhist sculptures, each seated inside a perforated stupa, surround the center dome. The temple was built in the 9th century during the rule of the Sailendra dynasty and is based on Javanese Buddhist architecture, which combines Indonesian indigenous ancestor worship with the Buddhist idea of nirvana. The temple displays India's influence on the region through Gupta art, yet there are enough indigenous images and components included to make Borobudur truly Indonesian. The monument serves as a Buddhist pilgrimage site and a shrine to the Buddha. The pilgrimage begins at the base of the monument and proceeds around it, ascending to the top through 3 levels symbolic of Buddhist cosmology. 2. The world of desire, Rupadhatu, the world of forms, and Arupadhatu, the world of meaning, the world of formlessness. The monument leads pilgrims through a maze of stairways and corridors, with 1,460 narrative relief panels on the walls and balustrades to guide them. Borobudur contains one of the world's greatest and most complete collections of Buddhist reliefs. Borobudur was built in the 9th century and abandoned after the 14th century decline of Hindu kingdoms in Java and the conversion of Javanese to Islam. According to evidence, Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, the British governor of Java at the time, was informed of its presence by native Indonesians and spread worldwide news of its existence in 1814. Borobudur has undergone various renovations since then. The Indonesian government and UNESCO collaborated on the largest repair project between 1975 and 1982, which was followed by the monument's designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oke, nah tadi teks monolog tentang Borobudurnya. Ini sekarang secara written-nya. Ada yang bisa bantu tolong bacakan? Oke, silakan. Rahayu, stand up please.
Identification. Borobudur is Buddhism temple. It was built in the 5th century under Sailendra dynasty of ancient Mataram Kingdom. Borobudur is located in Magelang, Central Java, Indonesia. Description. Borobudur is well known all over the world. Its construction is influenced by the Gupta architecture of India. The temple is constructed on the hill 46 meters high and consists of 8 steps like stone terrace. The first 5 terraces are square and surrounded The upper three are circular. Each of them is with a circle of bell-shaped stupa. This entire upper structure is crowded by the large stupa at the center of the top circle. The way to the summit extends through some 4.8 kilometers of passage and stairways. The design of Borobudur symbolizes are the conception of universe in Buddhist cosmology. It is believed that the universe is divided into three spiritual spheres, Kamadhatu, Rapadhatu, and Arapadhatu. The first sphere, Kamadhatu, represents respectively the sphere of desire where we are bound to our desire. The second sphere, Rapadhatu, represents forms where we abandon our desires but are still bound to name and form. And the last sphere, Arapadhatu, represents formlessness where there is no longer either name or form. Borobudur Temple, which is dedicated as an Indonesian monument in 1983, is a valuable treasure for Indonesian people. With its magnificent size and architecture, no wonder that Borobudur Temple includes 7 wonders of the world according to UNESCO.
Oke, give applause untuk Kakak. Jadi this text is talking about Borobudur Temple as a historical building ya, sebagai bangunan bersejarah. Makanya located-nya di Magelang Central Java, dibangun pada kerajaan Mataram. Ya, dan di bagian description-nya menjelaskan bahwa bangunan Borobudur Temple itu dibagi menjadi 3 bagian. Tadi katanya ada Kamadhatu, Rapadhatu, dan Arapadhatu. Ya, oke. Based on this text, I have some question for you. Ada beberapa pertanyaan, ya. Kita lakukan aktivitas tanya jawab. Oke, I have around 6 question for you. Pertanyaan yang pertama yaitu mention the generic structure of the text. Masih ingat kan tadi generic structure dari descriptive text? Ya, kalau di teks Borobudur Temple ini yang mana sih bagian identification-nya? Oke, ASCII.
Identification in the first paragraph and description in the second and third paragraph.
Oke, the identification in the first paragraph, sedangkan bagian yang description ada di second and third paragraph. Good. ASCII. Next question. What is the main idea of the text? Apa sih ide pokok dari teks tersebut? Oke.
The main idea of text is historical object named Borobudur Temple.
Okay, the main idea of the text is named historical object ya, namanya adalah Borobudur Temple. Great, ya, roughly. Next, number 3, where is Borobudur located? Masih ingat nggak tadi locatednya di mana lokasinya? Oke, in Magelang Central Java. Great answer. Betul ya, di Magelang di Jawa Tengah Indonesia. Next question, when was the temple built? Ingat nggak tadi katanya tempelnya dibangun kapan sih?
In the 9th century under Sailendra dynasty of Ensai Mataram Kingdom.
Oke, tadi in Mataram Kingdom katanya dinasti ke 9 in the 9th century under Sailendra dynasty of ancient Mataram Kingdom. Ya, kerajaan Mataram kuno katanya ya. Next, number 5. When UNESCO designated it as a World Heritage, kapan UNESCO menentukan sebagai keajaiban dunia?
In 1983.
Nah, pada tahun 1983, 1983 ya, sebagai 7 World Wonder, 7 keajaiban dunia. Next, the last question, number 6. Mention action verb and adjective that you find from the text. Kamu tadi menemukan nggak adjective dengan action verbnya? Ada yang menemukan?
Miss.
Oke, good Maya.
Action verb now, will, be like, and adjective like, squirt, flirt, circle, and magnifique.
Oke, good. Katanya ada apa saja tadi? Action verbnya know, will, believe. Ya, rata-rata pakai verb berapa sih? Verb 2 ya. Noun, will, believed. Ya, karena bentuk lampau ya, past tense ya, karena historical building. Adjektifnya kata sifatnya yang dipakai high, square, large, circle, and magnificent. Ya, tinggi, kotak, luas, bulat, dan megah. Ya, oke. Sudah ya, tadi membahas satu contoh teks deskriptif tentang Borobudur Temple. Now, I have some student worksheet. Saya punya latihan soal atau lembar kerja peserta didik. Ya, saya akan membagi kelompok terlebih dahulu. Masing-masing kelompok terdiri dari 4 orang siswa. Ya, each group consists of 4 students. Ya, kelompok 1 Anissa, Dede Handa, Halifah, Maribi. Kelompok 2 Dede Nur, Medina, Rehanun, Tebe Asti. Kelompok 3 Rizky, Rahayu, Talita, Nabila. Kelompok 4 Radit, Ratu, Nafiza, dan Maya. Silakan duduk berdasarkan kelompoknya. Ya, silakan. Nah, di sini I have 2 pictures. Ya, saya bagikan dulu ininya, LKPD-nya. Group 1, Group 2. Ya, ini LKPD-nya sambil diperhatikan. Slideshow PowerPoint. I have 2 pictures. Ya, one picture is about tourism place, yang satu historical object. Ya, di sini perintahnya you will compare what is the difference between each text. Ya, kalian harus membandingkan masing-masing 2 teks tersebut, mulai dari language feature-nya, generic structure-nya, dan social function-nya. Silakan diisi di tabel yang sudah disediakan. Sok, dikerjakan. Ya, diisi ya. Yang pertama itu tentang generic structure, social function, dan language feature. Okay, have you finished? Yes. Okay, now you have to present your discussion result. Kamu harus mempresentasikan hasil diskusi kalian di depan kelas. Silakan kelompok 1 tampil terlebih dahulu. Please welcome group 1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
One, we will present Raja Ampat, and second text is about historical place name national monument. First text about Raja Ampat. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about Raja Ampat monument ecotourism destination.
Okay. For question number 2 is what is the generic structure of the text? Part of identification. First paragraph. Raja Ampat or the Four Kings is a famous ecotourism destination which is located in the northwest tip of Flores Peninsula on the island of New Guinea, West Papua. And for description is in second and third paragraph. Under the water of Raja Ampat Island, we can see many wonderful natural coral reefs. They are never touched by human. We can also see many fishes that have many colors and art. There are many things that you can see beside the underwater scenery. And question number 3, what language feature on the text? First, what is object described on the text? The object described on the text is tourism place name is Raja Ampat. Second, the adjectives that we found from the text.
Okay, that is the presentation. Any question or feedback to group?
No feedback. Okay. Give applause for group 1.
Okay, I think enough for all group. Thanks for your attention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 2. We will present our worksheet discussion. My name is Dede Nur Hayati and my friend is.
My name is Medina. I'm Raisa Ranawati.
First text is about tourism place named Raja Ampat, and the second text is about historical place named National Monument. First text about Raja Ampat. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about Raja Ampat, a famous ecotourism destination.
And for the question number 2, what is the general structure of the text? Part of identification, first paragraph. Raja Ampat or the Four Kings is a famous ecotourism destination which is located in the northwest tip of Flores Peninsula on the island of New Guinea, West Papua, Indonesia. And for description is in second and third paragraph. Under the water of Raja Ampat Island, we can see many wonderful natural coral reefs. They are never touched by human. We can also see many fishes that have many colors and types. Where there are many things that you can see beside the underwater scenery. Question number 3, what language features of the text? First, what is object described on the text? The object described on the text is tourism place named Raja Ampat. Second, the adjective that we found from the text is famous, busy, fresh, old, humble, sweet, small, and brown. And the second adjective we found. And the action verb that we found from the text is see, hide, take, and meet.
Okay. Second text about national monument. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about the national monument of Jakarta, most famous landmark. Question number 2. What is the generic structure of the text? Part of identification. In paragraph 1, the national monument or Monas, as it is popularly called, is one of the monuments built during the Sukarno era of fierce nationalism. And for description, it is in paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and last paragraph. Question number 3. What language feature of the text? First, what is object described on the text? The object described on the text is tourism place named National Monument. Second, the adjective that we found from the text is tall, gold, easy, and famous. And the action verb that we found from the text is call, go, bid, take, and give.
Okay, this and only this our presentation from our group. Any question or is there feedback more for our group?
Yes, I have. Please answer my question. Why Raja Ampat well known as a TV haven for people around the world?
Thank you for your question. I will answer your question. Because Raja Ampat is covered 9,8 million acres of land and sea, home to 540 types of coral, 1,000 types of coral fish, and 700 types of mollusks. It makes Raja Ampat as the most diverse living library for the world's coral reef and underwater biota. Okay. Is there any question or feedback more again? Okay, maybe now from our group. Thanks for intentional.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, next group 3, please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 3 and we will present our workshop discussion. My name is Rizky Muhammad Rafiq Kristanto and my friend is.
My name is Talita.
My name is Rahia Gandhi. My name is Nagula.
The first text is about tourism place named Raja Ampat and the second text is about historical place named National Monument. First text about Raja Ampat. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about Raja Ampat, a famous ecotourism destination.
Question number 2 is what is the general structure of the text? Part of identification first part. Paragraph. Raja Ampat or the Counting is a famous ecotourism destination which is located in the tourist tip of North Peninsula on the island of New Guinea, West Papua, Indonesia. And for description is in second and third paragraph. Under the water of Raja Ampat Island, we can see many wonderful natural coral reefs. They are never touched with humans. We can also see many faces that have many colors and types. There are many things that you can see beside the underwater scenery. Question number 3. What language feature of the text? First one is object described on the text. The object described on the text is tourism place named Raja Ampat. Second, the adjective that we found from the text is famous, crazy, fresh, humble, sweet, small, and proud. And the action verb that we found from the text is see, hide, take, win.
And the second text about national monument. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about national monument of Jakarta's most famous landmark. Question number 2 is what is the general structure of the text? Part of identification. In paragraph 1, the national monument or Monas, as it is popularly called, is one of the monuments built during the Spartan era of fierce nationalism. And for description is in paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and last paragraph. Question number 3. What language features of the text? First, what is the object described on the text? The object described on the text is tourism place named National Monument. Second, the adjective that we found from the text is tall, bold, easy, and famous. And the action verb that we found from the text is hold, go, read, take, and give.
Okay, that is our question. Any question or feedback to our group?
No.
Okay, I think enough for our group. Thanks for your attention.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Give applause for this. Okay, the last but not least, group 4, please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 4. We will present our worksheet discussion. My name is Satu.
My name is Nafisa.
I'm Ismail.
I is Adit.
First text is about tourism place, named Raja Ampat, and second text is about historical place, named National Monument. First text about Raja Ampat. Question number 1. What is the topic of the text? The text is talking about Raja Ampat, a famous ecotourism destination.
What is the generic structure of the text? Part of identification. First paragraph Raja Ampat or the fourth king is famous ecotourism destination, which is located in the northwest tip of Bird Peninsula on the island of New Guinea, West Papua, Indonesia. And for description, in the second and the third paragraph, under the water of Raja Ampat Island, we can say many wonderful natural scenery. They are never touched by human. We can also see many fishes that have many color and shape. There are many things that you can see beside the underwater scenery. Question number 3. What clinch feature of the text? First one. Okay, I think enough from our group. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, Miss Nelly sudah melakukan penilaian terhadap kalian ya. Saat kalian berdiskusi tadi, ya bagaimana kalian berkolaborasi atau bekerja sama dengan teman satu yang lainnya saat memecahkan masalah ya. Jadi mencari problem solving ya atau jalan keluar dari permasalahan tersebut, yaitu kalian membedakan dua teks deskriptif, menganalisa bagian social function, generic structure, dan language feature. Setelah tampil juga tadi melakukan penilaian mulai dari fluensi, kelancaran, intonation, intonasinya, dan pronunciation-nya juga ya. Dan ditemukan bahwa the best performance goes to group 2. Give applause. Itu ya, semuanya tampil, suaranya jelas terdengar, intonation voice-nya juga lancar ya. Oke. By the way, what we have learned today? Apa sih yang sudah kita pelajari hari ini? Ya, yang pertama pengertian definition descriptive text, kedua social function-nya, ketiga generic structure-nya. Ada apa saja? Ada identification, ada description. Sedangkan language feature-nya menggunakan apa saja? Simple present tense, simple past tense, and then action verb, and then adjective, and focus in specific participle. Ya, now jadi sekarang kalian silakan menuliskan refleksi di sticky note ini ya. Apa sih hal yang baru kalian pelajari? Ya, jadi refleksinya write down di sticky note. Silakan dibacakan. Nanti sticky note ini akan ditempelkan di depan ya. Selesai menuliskan refleksi, boleh langsung dikumpulkan di depan ya. nanti kita akan mencoba membuat suatu descriptive text ya, menggunakan guided question writing nanti di Canva dan melalui Google Earth nanti kalian melihat ya. Oke, by the way, hari ini saya akan memberikan homework atau PR ya. PR-nya melalui Google Form ya. Linknya sudah saya share di grup kelas, ada? Cek? Ya ada ya. Nah silakan dikerjakan setelah nanti sampai rumah ya sebagai homework, dan di pertemuan berikutnya akan kita bahas. Oke? I think enough for today. Thanks for your attention. I hope you enjoy with my class. See you in the next meeting. Okay, Ratu. Please leave your friend to pray first.
Attention please.
Yes.
Before we go home, let's pray together. Pray begin. Finish. Greet the teacher.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, my lovely student.
Morning, Miss.
Okay, by the way, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, by the way, all of student is fine ya, alhamdulillah.
Pagi, luar biasa, tetap semangat.
Sekali lagi. Semangat pagi.
Pagi, luar biasa, tetap semangat.
Oke, semangat ya. Mengikuti pembelajaran bahasa Inggris hari ini. Oke, by the way, before sebelum saya absen, ya, saya I need your help, Maribi, to lead your class to pray first.
Attention please.
Yes.
Before we study, let's pray together. Start to pray. Finish. Read to our teacher.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, to show our nationalism, sebelumnya kita menyanyikan lagu nasional dulu ya, untuk menunjukkan rasa nasionalisme kita terhadap tanah air.
Bergembira semua, sudah bebas negeri kita, Indonesia merdeka, Indonesia merdeka, Republik Indonesia, itulah hak milik kita untuk selama-lamanya.
Okay, thank you. Please sit down. Okay, now I will check your attendance list first. Saya absen terlebih dahulu ya. Dede Nur, Medina, Rehan Nur. Okay, good. All of the students is present today. Semua siswa hadir hari ini. Now, saya ingin bertanya dulu. Di pertemuan kemarin kita telah membahas materi apa sih? Do you still remember what we have learned in the last meeting? Definition dari descriptive text. ada dalam descriptive text. Masih ingat apa saja jenis strukturnya? Ya, good. And then yang kedua, description. Good. Language feature-nya juga ya sudah dipelajari, ada apa saja? Simple present, simple past, action verb. Ya, good. Dan kemarin saya sudah menampilkan contoh descriptive text ya. Tentang apa masih ingat? Example as a historical object, sebagai bangunan bersejarah. And then all of you have compared the differences between descriptive text about tourism place and historical object. Kemarin kalian sudah mendiskusikan dengan kelompok kalian ya, perbedaan antara descriptive text yang tentang tourism spot dan historical object, tempat wisata dan bangunan bersejarah, dan sudah dipresentasikan di depan kelas ya hasilnya ya. Nah, now what will we do in this lesson? Apa yang akan kita lakukan di pelajaran hari ini? Ya, yang pertama we will watch a video. Kita menonton video monolog tentang descriptive text. Yang kedua, we will make a descriptive text by using guided question writing. Saya akan pandu kalian dulu bagaimana cara membuat sebuah teks deskriptif dengan outline yang namanya guided question writing. Jadi nanti akan ada beberapa pertanyaan. Nah, hal itu bisa membantu kalian dalam penyusunan descriptive text. We will discuss in a group, lalu didiskusikan dalam kelompok, and you will make a descriptive text with your group. Ya, kamu dan teman kelompok kalian akan membuat sebuah descriptive text. Ya, you will create a descriptive text on Canva about tourism place or historical building about a place that you are really.
It is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. The temple is made up of 9 stacked platforms, 6 square and 3 round, with a central dome atop them. It has
Orang siswa. Ya. Kelompok 1 Anissa, Dede Handa, Halifah Marini. Kelompok 2 Dede Nur, Medina Rehanun, TB Aski. Kelompok 3 Rizky, Rahayu, Talita, Nabila. Kelompok 4 Radit, Ratu, Nafiza, dan Maya. Silakan duduk berdasarkan kelompok. Nah, sekali nanti akan membagikan student worksheet atau LKPD, lembar kerja peserta didik. Silakan duduk berdasarkan kelompoknya. Dibalik fungsinya. Gak usah dibalik, apa-apanya aja. Ya silakan. Fokus kelompok. Oke, nah ini ya, sambil dibaca perintah yang ada dalam LKPD, create a descriptive text on Canva. Jadi nanti membuat deskriptifnya melalui media Canva. About tourism place or historical building, about a place that you are really want to visit around the world. Ya, jadi deskriptifnya tentang misal tempat bersejarah atau tempat wisata around the world yang ada di seluruh dunia. Google Earth. Jadi kamu cari tempatnya dulu menggunakan Google Earth. Jadi silakan dinyalakan handphonenya, buka Google Earth-nya. Kira-kira kalian sepakatnya mau berkunjung di mana nih tempat yang ada di dunia. Nah, kalau sudah ketemu, ya kalian sepakat, oh nama tempatnya ini. Jadi silakan disusun, dimasukkan kata kuncinya ke dalam tabel guided question writing. Setelah ke guided question writing, baru dikembangkan menjadi suatu paragraf deskriptif text. Setelah itu dipresentasikan di depan kelas ya. Bagian social functionnya, generic structure-nya, dan language feature-nya. Seperti itu ya. Sampai di sini ada pertanyaan?
No, Miss.
Jelas ya? You get the point? Okay. Let's start. Start your discussion with your group. Picture, yes, picture Masjidil Haram. To make reader excited to your description. First paragraph, second paragraph. Ya, jangan terbalik ya antara identification dengan description-nya, generic structure-nya ya. Harus berurutan. Identification paragraf 1, description paragraf 2. Finish. Okay, great job. Jangan lupa dalam menyusun teks deskriptif perhatikan juga fungsi sosial, generic structure, dan language feature-nya ya. Berarti nanti teks yang dipakai kalau ini Bali pakainya apa? Simple present tense atau past tense kalau Bali ini? Simple present tense ya, karena berbicara tentang fakta ya, fakta yang ada dalam Bali. Keindahan Bali. Then you Masjidil Haram. Using apa kalau Masjidil Haram tensesnya? Past tense atau present tense? Dilihat dulu apakah itu historical object atau present place. Past tense karena historical object. Mekah itu tempat bersejarah ya, zaman Nabi ya. Sudah kayak gitu writing-nya lengkap. Ya, silakan sekarang disalin menjadi sebuah paragraf. Paragraf pertama apa? Identification. Good. Gampang ya. Teks ya, kita bisa bersama-sama. Oke, now your turn. Sekarang adalah giliran kalian to present your discussion result ya dari student worksheet. Ya, seperti biasa presentasinya dimulai dari kelompok pertama. Oke. First performance goes to group 1. Please welcome. Oh ya, kanvanya sudah dikirim ya tadi ya? Sudah Japri Miss Lelia. Nanti akan ditampilkan ketika kalian presentasi. Sebentar ya. Ditampilkan dulu kanvanya. Dulu ya. Oke. Nah, bisa benar kelompok 1 about Kapadokia?
Yes, Miss.
Oke, silakan dimulai.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, teman-teman, my name is Anissa and my name is Alva. My name is Maridi Zara Syahni. We will present our descriptive text about writing question on Canva. Impact on identification. What is your topic? Please. What is your name? Kapadokia. I am Colin Square, dramatic expression for rock, vocalist rock, step, study erosion, in part of description. How does it go? Volcanic rock, seep, the erosion in the forest, corners, forest, and tides. Opinion, dispute, sense, which is beyond the inside of is the continental climate with warm, hot summer and fall seasons, oceans with significant snowfall, material purpose traveling.
Cappadocia. Cappadocia Ensign District in central Anatolia, situated on the right plateau north of the Taurus Mountain, in the center of present-day Turkey. The boundaries of the region have varied throughout history. Cappadocia's landscape includes dramatic expanses of subvolcanic rock shaped by erosion in the towers, cones, valleys, and caps. Rock-cut circus and underground tunnel complexes formed by Byzantine and Islamic eras are scattered throughout the countryside. The area is both famous and popular tourist destination as it has many areas with unique geological, historic, and cultural features. The region is west of the major city Kayseri, which has airline and railroad service to Ankara and Istanbul. The Cappadocia region is largely underlined by sedimentary rocks formed in lakes and streams, and ignimbrite deposits erupted from ancient volcanoes approximately 9 to 3 million years ago. There are so many fascinating things to see in Cappadocia that you could spend a lifetime here and still discover the place. The main must-see attractions are the two large open-air museums and the best of the underground cities. However, there are also many small, all but forgotten rock circles and monasteries, splendid hiking trails, several spectacular caravan series, and many dramatic rock formations well worth going out of your way to visit. Hot air balloon ride in Cappadocia is one of the major attractions. Best things to do in Cappadocia. The Cappadocia hot air balloon tour also considered as one of the most interesting and exciting attractions in the world.
Okay, that is all for the question. Any question or feedback to our group?
Yeah.
Why you choose Cappadocia as a tourism place that you want to visit most?
Okay, because I knew Cappadocia from Lion Photos movie, and I'm searching more information about Cappadocia, and it's a really amazing and beautiful place with lots of hot air balloons.
Okay, is there any question or feedback now? Okay, I think enough for our group. Thanks for your attention.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next performance goes to group 2.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from group 2. My name is Denina Hayati and my friend is.
My name is Lina.
I'm Bai.
We will present our descriptive text about a place that we are really want to visit by using guided writing question on Canva. In part of the identification. What is your topic? Historical object mark the holy places. What does it name? Masjidil Haram. What is that? The largest mosque in the world. Where does it take place? Masjidil Haram is located in the city of Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
In part of description, how does it look? Largest mosque has the circle shape. Opinion, feel the religious moment. Size, magnificent. Age, ancient. Condition, hot temperature. Material, desert. Purpose, the primary destination of the pilgrimage.
The holy places of Masjidil Haram. Masjidil Haram is located in the city of Mecca and it is the largest mosque in the world. Masjidil Haram building has a cyclical shape. The structural area of Masjidil Haram is around 656.800 square meters, including the outdoor and indoor. Masjidil Haram is the holiest mosque in the world, and it is the primary destination of the pilgrimage who do Haji or Umrah. The specialty of Masjidil Haram is prayer in Masjidil Haram is more eminent than 100,000 times prayer in the other mosque. Is it really amazing? Masjidil Haram has some holy places. There are Kaabah, Hajar Ismail, Makam Ibrahim, Safa Marwah Hills, and Zamzam Well. First, Masjidil Haram has a square building. It is Kaabah. The foundation of Kaabah is made from marble. Kaabah is the first building on the earth which is used as a qiblat in Muslim prayer period. So the Kaabah becomes a center building in Masjidil Haram. Second, one of parts from Kaabah is Hajar Ismail. Hajar Ismail is located in north side of Kaabah. It is covered by a fourth wall of building, and it is circled. Hajar Ismail is the foundation of Ibrahim's family. In the place, many people who do Hajj or Umrah do Sunnah prayer directly because Hajar Ismail is a good place to pray. Third, in Masjidil Haram is found Makam Ibrahim. The Makam Ibrahim is rock that has in front of Ibrahim's foot, which is shaped in a crystal dome next to the Kaabah. Makam Ibrahim faced with all. Makam Ibrahim is carried by people who do Hajj or Umrah. Fourth, Masjidil Haram mosque has two hills. There are Safa and Marwah. Safa and Marwah hills are located approximately half a mile from the Kaabah. It is a place to do Sa'i. Sa'i began from Safa to Marwah. When the Muslims do Sa'i in Safa and Marwah, they are traveled back and forth for 7 miles. The last is Zamzam Well. The name of the well that traditionally comes from the place of Zamzam water originates from spring in the baseline of Masjidil Haram. Is it called Zamzam Well? It is located around 20 meters, 66 feet at surface of Kaabah. All in all, Masjidil Haram is the greatest mosque. It is the most special mosque in the world because the holy place in Masjidil Haram is very extraordinary and astonishing. Also, Masjidil Haram becomes center mosque in the world.
Okay, this is our presentation from our group. Any question or feedback to our group?
No.
Okay, maybe enough from our group. Thanks a lot for your attention now. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Rizky Muhammad Rafiq Sato, and my friend is.
My name is Talita. My name is Nurul.
We will present our descriptive text about a place that we are really want to visit by using guide writing question on Canva. In part of identification, what is your topic? Tourism place. What is its name? Bali. What is that? The most famous beach. Where does it take place? It is located between Java and Lombok.
In part of the description, how does it look? Natural beauty is unique to beach and interesting art and culture. Opinion, beautiful and exotic island. Size, white island. Age, ancient. Condition, tropical placement. Materials and purpose, vacation travel.
Okay, next I will read text that made about Bali. So, Bali is a very famous island in Indonesia. It is located between Java and Lombok. It has many tourist attractions which are an interesting place to visit during vacation on this island. One of the most famous and beautiful tourist attractions in Bali is the beaches. The most famous beaches that many tourists visited in Bali is Kuta Beach and Sanur Beach. First, Kuta Beach is the most visited beach by tourists because of the beauty of the blue sand and the white sand. It is located in the south of Denpasar city, Bandung Regency. It has white sand and several big coral stones. Besides the beauty of blue sea, panorama and white sand, Kuta Beach also has a good waves. The sound of the sea waves is so rhythmical, it makes people which relaxing around the beach feel so peaceful and relaxed. The wave falls are so amazing, and it's possible for swimming to people who love doing. In addition, Kuta Beach has a breathtaking bright shine orange sunset at the edge of the beach. Many tourists sitting in the edge of the beach to see the sunset. Make the situation around Kuta Beach become crowded. So Kuta Beach is the most beautiful beach in Bali that is mainly visited by tourists and has awesome scenery. Second, Sanur Beach is beautiful white sandy beach with calm and warm sea water located in east part of Denpasar. There are many cells for the avid collectors. The waves are calm, so it's possible to swim. The beach looks so clear, so we can see through underwater such as fish, coral reefs, and other sea ecosystems. The panorama sort of Sanur Beach is awesome sunrise in the morning. This beach is surrounded by many art shops that show Balinese craft, clothes, and accessories. Nearby the beach, there is a museum called Linnaeus Museum. Its paintings collection made by Balinese painter. To summon Sanur Beach is very wonderful panorama beach in Bali that has atmosphere cold and warm.
Okay, that is our question. Any question or feedback to our group?
I have a question for your group.
Yes, please.
Why you choose Bali as the tourism place that you want to visit most?
Because in our opinion, if we visiting tourist attraction in other country, it's not possible for us. It will be lots of cost. Then we choose tourist attraction that will be only in our country. It will possible to visit. Okay, is there any question for everybody?
Okay, I think enough for our group. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, by the way, all of group is finished to present the discussion result in front of class. Semua grup sudah tampil ya, mempresentasikan hasil diskusinya di depan kelas. Ya, saya sudah melakukan penilaian seperti biasa ketika kalian berdiskusi membuat deskriptif teks menggunakan guided question writing ya, dengan melihat tempat tersebut melalui Google Earth dan menyusunnya ke dalam sebuah teks deskriptif teks. Lalu ada lagi penilaian saat presentasi. Seperti biasa yang dinilai adalah fluensi, kelancaran, intonation-nya, intonasi tanda baca, titik koma, kalimat tanya ya, seperti itu. Dan pronunciation-nya, how to pronounce well in English ya, pengucapan yang tepat dalam bahasa Inggris ya. Oke, ditemukanlah ada best performance. Jadi give applause for group 3. Oke, yang lainnya juga sudah tampil bagus ya. Selanjutnya saya ingin menanyakan, how do you feel? Bagaimana perasaan kalian ketika kalian bekerja sama membuat proyek tadi? Happy, nervous ketika tampil ya. Happy karena bisa berkolaborasi dengan teman segrup ya. Bekerja sama ya.
Easy.
Feel easy? Oh, dizzy ya. Excited juga katanya ya. Excited ya. Kan tantang ya, jadi ingin tahu nih, rasa ingin tahunya sangat tinggi, bersemangat ya mengikuti pembelajaran dari awal sampai akhir. Do you find the new things? Apakah kalian menemukan hal baru dengan menggunakan tadi Google Earth dan melihat presentasi dari teman kalian? Jadi meskipun belum pernah ke Kapadokia, jadi bisa merasakan ya situasi di sana. Katanya tadi banyak apa? Hot air balloon ya. Dan tadi juga ada yang membahas tentang Masjidil Haram ya. Kurang lebihnya di sana ada bagian apa saja ya? Makam Ibrahim, Hajar Aswad, Safa Marwa, dan ada sumber air Jam-Jam. Kita bisa merasakan, oh di sana begini situasinya ya, dengan mendengarkan deskripsi teks yang sedang dipresentasikan oleh grup lain. Oke, next I have some post test for you. Saya punya post test. Silakan dicek di grup. Linknya sudah saya bagikan ya ke grup kelas. Apakah ada? Lalu kalian discuss with your friend and listen your result discussion, yaitu berupa project ya. Nah, tadi refleksinya silahkan kalian tulis di sticky note ya, apa yang telah kita pelajari hari ini. Sangat mudah bukan? Bagaimana caranya membuat descriptive text, apalagi dengan menggunakan bantuan guided question writing. Ya, tadi dimasukkan saja bagian-bagian identification-nya dengan description. Tulis refleksinya di sticky note, nanti kita tempel lagi ya. pelajari generic structure-nya terlebih dahulu dengan memasukkan poin-poin guided question writing ya, setelah disusun berdasarkan kata kunci dikembangkan menjadi kalimat dan disusun menjadi sebuah paragraf. Oke. Untuk pembelajaran berikutnya kita akan membahas tentang materi announcement atau pengumuman. Tapi sebelumnya saya akan memberikan kalian PR melalui Google Form. Silakan cek grup kelasnya, linknya sudah Miss Nelly share ya. PR-nya melalui Google Form, nanti malam silakan dikerjakan di rumah, submit jawabannya. Ya, oke. Before we go home, yeah, I will say thank you for all students. I hope you enjoy with my class. Thanks for your attention. I need your help, Mariwi, to lead your class to pray first.
And you please.